Good morning, students. Good. This is histology course for medicine first year. Last time when we have started connective tissue. We have seen definition of connective tissue, function of connective tissue, structural classification of connective tissue, cell of connective tissue again. When we compare connective tissue with other, we have said connective tissue is different because it have extracellular matrix. And we have seen what are the extracellular matrix again, like ground substance and the fibers, the three fibers and the three ground substances. What are these three ground substances and what are these fibers? Identify them. When we classify again, we have classified as proper connective tissue, special connective tissue, and a supportive connective tissue. From these supportive connective tissue is our cartilage and the bone. So today we are going to see cartilage and the bone. So let's start with histology of cartilage. Good. What is histological structure of cartilage? Cartilage consists of extracellular matrix because it is connective tissue. It is enriched with glycoaminoglycans and proteoglycans from ground substance. The other collagen and elastic fibers are the most common from the fibers. Cells, it have chondrocyte cells and the chondroblast cells. Chondrocyte cells is a mature cells. Chondroblast cells is immature cells. What are the types of cartilage? There are different variations. Maybe based on their composition and location, we are going to classify into three. The first one is hyaline cartilage, which is the most common, which is mainly composed of collagen type 2. It is transparent, bluish in color, homogeneous, and it is smooth. Lacunae, randomly distributed, slit-like in appearance near perichondrium. Perichondrium, when you say peri means around, chondrium means chondroblast, cell which form cartilage. So perichondrium means membrane covering of cartilage. It is mostly present hyaline cartilage, that means present in costal cartilage, cartilage of respiratory passage as in nose, trachea, bronchi, and the thyroid cartilage. Second one is elastic cartilage, which is abundance of elastic fibers with matrix and contains also type 2 collagen fibers present in ear, external auditory tube, and eustachian tube. Good. The third one is fibrocartilage. It is a matrix contains a dense network of coarse type 1 collagen fibers. Dense fibers connecting tissue a dominating features with a small amount of ground substance. Lacunae few in number and scattered between fibers. Round chondrocyte present in lacunae, present in intervertebral disc, seminal cartilages of the knee joint, pubic symphysis or symphysis pubis. Good. So, what is the main structural difference between the three cartilages? Don't forget, fibrocartilage is composed of collagen type 1, but elastic cartilage and hyaline cartilage, both of them, they consist collagen type 2. Good. What is the characteristics of cartilage? Cartilage is avascular. They has no blood supply, so healing is very poor. It has no lymphatic vessels and it have no nerves again. Cartilage usually is covered with caps-like sheaths. We have said perichondrium. It is a dense connective tissue. Don't forget, connective tissue is what? It is vascular. So blood supply to the avascular cartilage is from what? From it is covering. What is it covering? This dense connective tissue, what we call perichondrium. It got nutrient value from perichondrium. It have no its own blood supply. That's why we say avascular. Chondrocytes synthesize and secrete extracellular matrix. Chondrocytes are located in matrix cavity called lacunae. Chondrocytes are immature. So matured cell, they have their own house where they live. So this is what we call lacunae. But chondroblasts are not located in lacunae because they are immature cell. Chondrocyte cells in the lacunae, sometimes they may be located. They are found single or in group, isogenous group in some of the cartilage, like in hyaline, they are found in group, isogenous group. In some of them, only one cell in one lacunae. Cytoplasm of chondrocyte is basophilic, rich in glycogen, fats, and phosphatase enzyme. Every chondrocyte contains a large nucleus with 1 or 2 nuclei. Chondroblasts are flat basophils with oval nuclei present at the periphery of the cartilage. What's the function of the cartilage? They help to maintain patency of respiratory passage. Which cartilage is found in respiratory passage? Hyaline cartilage. Cartilage and the bone form skeleton of the body. In newborn, hyaline cartilage again. They form smooth, firm surface of articular surface of the joint again. Good. Growth of cartilage. It can be interstitial growth and appositional growth. This is not only for the cartilage, it is the same for that of the bone again. Interstitial growth means a cartilage cell is centrally divided. Cell in the center divide to form a group of young chondrocytes. They secrete a matrix resulting in growth of cartilage from the center. So the width is increased. Appositional growth means the chondroblast of the perichondrium become transformed into chondrocyte, which can divide and secrete a matrix. So they cause growth of cartilage at its periphery, resulting in increase in the width. So in appositional growth, the growth is not from the center; it is under perichondrium. So it increases the diameter, the width. But when we come interstitial growth, it is divided, the cell divide from the center, so it increases the length. So the length is increased to the direction of epiphysis, but appositional growth is downwards into diaphysis when we say in bone, for example. So two types of growth. Don't forget, one increase the length, the other increase the width. The three types already as we have seen. These are supportive connective tissue with flexible rubbery matrix. So cells called chondroblast cells secrete with a matrix and surround themselves in it until they become trapped in its cavity, known as lacunae. That means until it is become matured. Once enclosed in the lacunae, cells are called chondrocyte and they are matured. Then they cannot divide. Have you seen here? CHB, chondroblast cells, they are not found in the cavity. Here, LAC in the diagram shows you lacunae, a white color space. So here, CHC means chondrocyte cells. These cells which are located in the cavities, so that these cells are matured. That's why we say these cells. Look, in one cavity you will find 4 cells again here. In one cavity, more than one. So this is simply, you can say, hyaline cartilage. Good. So cartilage is avascular, we have said. Why it is avascular? Blood vessels cannot be developed because of special chemical secreted from chondroblast cells, chondrocyte cells. This chemical is named as anti-angiogenesis. Anti means negative, angio means blood vessel, genesis means production. So blood vessel cannot be produced. That's why we say it is simply what? It is simply avascular. The three types: hyaline cartilage, elastic cartilage, and the fibrocartilage. Observe the 3 diagrams here. In fibrous cartilage, the orientation of the cells are regular. Between them, you will find collagen fibers, regular. But when we come to hyaline cartilage, in a single lacuna, you will find 2 or 3 cells, homogeneous, isogeneous group. When we come to elastic, you will find elastic fibers. Have you seen elastic fibers? Number of elastic fibers here. So under slide, please don't forget to identify. If you go to histology lab, identify these 3 slides. Which one is fibrous cartilage, which one is hyaline cartilage, which one is elastic cartilage. Observe randomly hyaline cartilage, what it looks like. And in a single, just you can find, more cells, which is clearly visible here. Just you can observe here, for example, how many cells? 4 cells located here. Here again, for example, 2 cells are located. That's why the only in one lacunae, 2 or 3 cells, it is only in what? In hyaline cartilages. Hyaline cartilages are covered by perichondrium, yes. So irregular perichondrium, from this that they got nutrient values. So observe hyaline cartilages with their location. We say around the ribs you will find this, around articular cartilage over the ends of the bone again you will find this. Hyaline cartilage, their main function is the joint movement, keep airways patent, moves vocal cords, precursor for bone in the fetal skeleton, and structural attachments. The other is elastic cartilage. Observe here. Here is the epiglottis. Here you will find more elastic fibers. Where elastic fibers means where the movement, flexibility is needed. So for the epiglottis, it is moving up and down, which prevents the entrance of the food into the esophagus. Therefore, it needs movement. That's why elastic fibers mainly located where you need more flexibility, like in external ear pinna, epiglottis, eustachian tubes, which connect this ear to the nasopharynx. So these all are location of elastic fibers. Observe this now. This provides flexibility. If you, for example, if you bend your ear, what happens when you release? It is coming to this area. It is sizes. So here you can observe chondrocyte A, the cell, then C, observe the lacuna. So chondrocyte one, don't forget, only one cell is located in this, only one cell. So this is what we call it elastic cartilage cell, which is chondrocyte cells. B is named as a matrix, which is looks like black here. So it is named as because between the cell, between one cell and the other cell, so there is a location of what we call it matrix, interterritorial matrix. Inter means between territory, interterritorial matrix. The other is fibrocartilages. This is mostly located when you observe simply, they are parallel collagenous fibers similar to those of tendon, rows of chondrocyte in lacunae between collagenous fibers. Simply by observing their parallel orientation, you can separate this from the others. Don't forget, you will find one cell in one cavity again in fibrocartilaginous. We have said all cartilage have coverings perichondrium except fibrocartilage. Fibrocartilage have not perichondrium. So perichondrium located for elastic fibers, which is regular, and hyaline cartilage, which is irregular perichondrium. Good. So location of this, we have say pubic symphysis, intervertebral discs, menisci or shock absorbing parts of cartilage in the knee joints, at point where tendons insert on a bone near articular hyaline cartilage. Function, it resists compression and absorbs shock in some joints, often transitional structure between dense connective tissue and hyaline cartilage. For example, at some tendon joint junction. Good. So what is this now? Observe the regular orientation. So when you observe this slide, simply you can say, when you observe this slide, simply you can say it's fibrocartilaginous. What about this elastic? Have you seen elastic fibers? Number of elastic fibers. What about this? Look, isogenous group. In one lacuna, you will find 1 or 2 or 3 cells. This is hyaline cartilage. You can observe here again, hyaline cartilage. In one cell, you will observe more. This is the main difference between them. Good. This is all about cartilage. Next is histology of bone. So bone is one special structure, supportive structure of the connective tissue again. So structurally, it is a specialized connective tissue composed of intercellular calcified material, bone matrix. It is calcified. Between the cell, there is a matrix. Bone cell, there are a bone cell, osteocyte cell, osteoblast cell, osteoclast cell, osteoprogenitor cells. Osteocyte cell, a matured cell. Osteoblast cell, immature cell. Osteoclast cell are bone-eating cell, and osteoprogenitor cell are a first cell which is going to divide to give you osteoblast cells. The other from the fiber, collagen fibers. Then what do you have here? Extracellular matrix again. These extracellular matrix are what? In one, calcified material between the cell. The other are fiber, collagen fiber. The other cell is surface there. What is the similarity between bone and the cartilage? Both of them have intercellular substance for the back of the tissue. Their constituent cells reside in spaces lacunae with the intercellular substance. Bone and the cartilage are covered by connective tissue membrane, periosteum and perichondrium, respectively, that are able to lay down new bone or cartilage by the process of appositional growth. In appositional growth, the cells are going to develop between under this covering. So for cartilage, we have said perichondrium. For bone, periosteum. What's the main difference between them? It is cartilage cells are isolated and do not communicate, whereas bone cell contact neighboring cell by means of special structure canaliculi. There is canaliculi. There is canaliculi. The cells send their fibers, their processes, then they communicate. These canaliculi are not found in the cartilage. The other is in bone, the matrix become calcified, but in cartilage not calcified. If it is calcified, normally the cell of cartilage chondrocyte cells are degenerated. The other cartilage are avascular. They have no their own blood supply and nutrient, but they go by diffusion from perichondrium. But when we come to bone, they have their own blood supply, so they are avascular. Because of its rich vascularity, bone heals rapidly or readily following injury, whereas cartilage rarely heals once fractures due to its poor vascularization. Classification of bone. Just you can classify bone as anatomical classification, histological classification, and technical classification again. Anatomical classification, you can say bone, long bone, short bone, flat bone, regular bone, already what we have seen. And the sesamoid bone. Sesamoid bone, there are 5 anatomical classifications. Already we have seen this one. The other is histological classification. Histologically, you can classify a compact or regular bone or non-branched. The other is cancellous, irregular, spongy bone, or which is branched. The other based on technique, you can classify a decalcifying and grounding. Decalcifying. When we study structure of the bone, decalcifying means removing the calcium. So when you remove the calcium, you are going to study about what? Cell of the bone. When you need to study osteoblast cell, osteoclast cell, osteocyte cells, you are going to use a method decalcifying method. Grounding means you are going to preserve calcium, not removing calcium, preserve calcium. So the cells are removed. Then you will study the structure. What is the structure of bone? Like there are different cavities. Vocal canal is there, aversial system are there. So you are going to study this all structure. So based on according to the techniques used to study the bone, we can classify as decalcifying and grounding. So observe here the cancellous bone and the compact bone. Compact bone is located which have no cavities inside, so that it is very compact. But cancellous bone, there is number of cavities. So you can observe even here as epiphysis, you will find more trabecular cancellous bone, but in the diaphysis you will have here compact bone. Histological structures, it is a solid already we have said, which have diaphysis, 1, inner and outer table of flat bones, location of this compact bone. As the diaphysis of the long bone, inner and outer tables of flat bone, outer covering of regular short bone again. Structurally, there is a bone lamellae, which is a concentric Haversian system. And this system looks like a circular structures which have a canal inside. This canal is named as Haversian canal. The other is interstitial is there, inner and outer circumferential is there, central Haversian canal containing blood vessels, and the perforating Volkan's canal, a transverse canal perforating outer and inner bone surface, and the blood vessels within them anastomose with each other and with central bone. The other are the cell are there, osteocyte cell present in lacunae, and their process present in canaliculi, so that there is a communication between the cell. Just simply observe here. Have you observed a circle structures? Here are number of the circle. For example, you can observe it here. Here you can observe it. Here is one circle. Here is other circle. Here is other circle. Here is other circle. Here is other circle. So these circles are named as Haversial system. At the center of the circle, here is central canal or Haversial canal. At the center of the circle. So this at the center of the circle is, have you seen here? 1, the other is this one, the other is this one. And the center of the circle, this is what we call is central canal. What you find in central canal? Blood vessel. The other is Volkmann's canal means which is moving horizontally. Then it communicate with central canal. Then the blood vessels which are moving through horizontal and vertically through the central canal, they anastomose to each other in perforating canal, or sometimes we call it Volkmann's canal. Good. So here is the structure. When you observe the outer part again, you will see here the outer perosteum. Here is outer perosteum. So the perosteum has structures, inner and outer structures. These the outer, the cellular layer and the fibrous layer. The outer layer is fibrous layer. The inner layer is cellular layer. Cell, which cell? Bone cell. What are these bone cell? Osteogenic cell are there. Osteocyte cell are there. Osteoblast cell are there. Each and individual here. Have you seen the cells? What they looks like? Each cells they are found in lacunae, the cavity in the lacunae. This artery and the vein you see is in the central canal. Good. Here what you observe here is osteocyte cell, a matured cell which is found in the cavity. The cavity is named as lacunae. Don't forget the cavity. Matured cell, like that of cartilage. Matured cells are found in their house, that is lacunae. Canaliculi means the process of the cell are found inside and they communicate with other cell. So that's why we say there is special communications. So this is the structure of the bone simply. Perosteum means simply the outer covering, as we have said with outer coverings. The other are outer covering, inner. It can be classified as inner cellular and as outer vascular fibers. The other Sharpe fibers are perforating fibers that originate from the perosteal fibers, pierce the bone obliquely or the right angle. Then they reach circumferential lamellae and they provide attachment for ligaments and the tendon. Endosteum means opposite to perosteum. Endosteum means the inner, simply the inner. Simply observe here now, horizontally moving Volkmann canal. At the center, central canal. Total system, Haversian system. Look, canaliculi, between one lacunae and the other lacunae, between them there is a process. This process, a small canal, canaliculi, where the process of the cell are located. This is canaliculi. It is due to this the cell communicate to each other. Good. So aversial canal and the central canal is the same. What is found in central canal or aversial canal? It is blood vessel. Don't forget. What's found in Volkmann canal? The same is true, blood vessel. But Volkmann canal is moving horizontally. Aversial canal is moving vertically. The cell, the blood vessels located in aversial canal and the Volkmann canal, they communicate to each other. So they anastomosis. Don't forget. So what is this now? What is the arrow shows? Canaliculi. Don't forget. Here what is arrow shows? Horizontally moving. Volkmann canal. Here what is lacunae opening. What was this? Interstitial lamellae. Between one Haver system and the other Haver system, there is a special lamellae. This is interstitial lamellae. So this is about the compact bone. The other is cancellous or spongy bone. Spongy bone simply formed irregularly shaped trabeculi and the spicules containing few osteocytes. Bone marrow fills the space between the bone trabeculi. Site with the location of this mostly as a mid layer of the flat bone, end of long bone or epiphysis, and the short irregular bones. Structure: the bone trabecular are regular, showing a regular bone lamellae with no aversian system. Don't forget. They have no aversian system and irregular bone marrow cavities. Perosteum and endosteum are structurally similar as in case of compact bone. Method of bone preparation, already we have seen it. Decalcification method and grinding. Decalcification, you are going to remove the calcium to study the structure cells. Grinding means you are going to study the structure of the bone. Good. The other is bone cell. So see you next by cell of the bone. What are the bone cell? What is osteoprogenitor cells? What is osteoprogenitor? What is osteoblast? What is osteoclast? So we will see next about this. We will see next bone cell structure of bone, how they are formed again, bone ossification, and finally we will try to see the one types of tissue that is what we call it nervous tissue. So if you have questions, please don't hesitate to write me on my WhatsApp. See you next. Thank you very much. Bye.